how did the bookstore, because you stayed on staff past the bookstore thing, so how did
Yeah, I
you
was on
move
staff
from...
total almost 9 years.
Okay. So after the bookstore officer, like, how did that change? How did you move from
That's a funny
chainsaw
story. That's a funny story.
DeWall to...
The chainsaw got removed by the watchdog committee, by the way. Somebody came in and way up in nosebleed territory and liked me, but said, you got to take that out of here. That's not part of the decor.
Interesting.
So that was funny. They took that out. But
okay.
no, they another mission came in, and a mission is when they bring a group of Sea Org people in to fix a particular portion or part or something that's wrong in the organization.
Yes.
So they said, hey, how would you like to still be able to sell books, hold that job of bookstore officer until we find a new person? It should only take a couple of weeks. Took 6 months. And do a very valuable job that this organization needs. And I'm like, what is that? You can be the flag representative for Tampa Org. And I'm like, I said, isn't that supposed to be a Sea Org member?
Yes.
And they said, yes. And I said, well, I've done LSD. I don't qualify to be a Sea Org member. And they said, well, no, we have a program here where we're getting the, I don't want to use too many terms, LRH communication, the flag rep at the flag level, basically is going to be your direct senior. She's going to wear the Sea Org hat, and all you're going to do is run every program, including the ED's program, the org program #1, all of these programs, they're going to be under you. You're going to push it.
So, okay, good. So just as a minor bit of explanation here, in Scientology, programs are a series of steps that get done in order to accomplish a particular target or a particular milestone for the organization, right? Like, let's say you could have a program to enhance the entire front area of the organization and man it up with new staff so that the organization is all set up to get a bunch of new people in. And that could be your public area expansion program, you could call it that.
Yes.
And I'm just making this up, but this would be an example of a kind of program that would run in an organization.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody has to be in charge at the level of the organization on the ground to get the staff to do the steps of that program. Otherwise, it's just a piece of paper with a bunch of writing on it. Somebody has to actually do it. And the job of the flag rep is to get those programs that come down from management, like the one I just said, and contact the staff members personally and get them to do their steps or their part to do that program.
Yes.
With the end result being that the organization would be bigger and better as a result of doing that program. That's the theory of how it's supposed to run.
Yeah, it was maddening.
Exactly. Now tell me why it was maddening.
Well, one, I didn't really get anyone to take over being the bookstore officer for months on end.
Right.
And when this person was just not as vicious or as desirable to do what they were supposed to do to get the book sold.
Yes.
So I then had Roberta, Jeannie Frankel, the ED, pushing me on books, and then I had a separate communication line into the bookstore on my desk, the Sea Org calling me.
Got it. To get these programs done.
Oh, and do you want to talk about vicious? Or
Please.
You want to talk about harsh?
Give an example.
I never ever had a nice conversation with this. I think she was East US LRH Communication or something like that. She ran those programs from Eastern United States Continental Liaison Organization directly to me on a telephone.
Wow. Okay.
And
of
they
course,
would send
that
telexes.
is also completely contrary to what the directives of Hubbard say to do, because he says not to use phones.
Right.
you were supposed to be getting telexes.
I got both. I got telexes, and then I would get follow-ups, and I would had what was called a program board. And basically it consisted of, I never put them up on the board because I couldn't do all that writing. So I would just put them on a clipboard, and I had a copy of everybody's program.
Right. And you were supposed to run around, make personal contact with them, and get them to do their individual steps or targets on the program.
Yeah.
And in addition to this, you were supposed to still be the bookstore officer.
Yeah, and each one of those people, if you want to get even more insane, each one of those people I contacted were what were called book outlets of an organization.
So they're also supposed to be selling books.
So I was always trying to kill two birds with one stone because I still had to have my statistics up for the bookstore. So I would pound on them about their program target and selling books.
Okay, got it. So this became a whole new drill for you.
Yeah, I put what was called foot on the carpet at that time.
Foot on the carpet? What does
I
that
called
mean?
it foot on a carpet. Basically, if they were involved in a book deal and I had to help them, and I was anywhere near, my foot was on the carpet, I got half the commission.
I see. Okay.
That's not written in any LRH policy that I'm aware of.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Foot on the carpet. That's why I've never heard that before.
Right. And then there was, on top of that, weekly, there was the form that filled out how many you would have to inventory the books, and you were supposed to go back and count each book.
That's right.
Yeah.
Book inventories.
Yeah, Jean Frankel would get the same report every week because I would just fill it out and send it.
Right.
And she caught on and said, I seem to get the same report each week.
Yes.
And in the meantime, I was also trading books with other bookstore officers, including Flag Land Base.
Mm-hmm. For
illegally.
Stock you didn't have.
Right.
You trade
Selling.
for stock they had.
While I was supposed to be filling out this form.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was doing the flag rep. It was completely insane. It was insane.
Right.
It was the most insane that I think I've ever felt in my life, other than taking the ED post, which we'll talk about.
We'll talk about, yes. So, okay, how long did this flag rep double hat thing go on for?
About 1 year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're getting phone calls. Now, the East U.S. management is located in New York. So you've got a Sea Org unit or an organization up there of Sea Org members who are based out of New York,
Yes.
who are managing all of the Eastern United States orgs, right? Like Tampa.
Yep.
And they're not managing Flag. Flag's its own thing, the big,
Right.
huge org in Clearwater. But they're managing Cincinnati and Boston and New York and Tampa and all these places, right?
Yep.
And everything east of the Mississippi River, basically.
Yeah.
So you're getting phone calls from these guys
directly, yes, to my desk.
Wow, telling you what to do.
Telling me that I had to get these programs done, that they were more important than the books, but I also still had to get the books sold.
Right. So everybody's. And in the meantime, you're getting pressure to get the books sold because books make booms.
Right.
And so you've got this double trouble coming at you on your head for a year.
Oh, yeah, maybe a little longer.
Right. And welcome to staff member Scientology.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.